Welcome to Pub Talk, the unofficial official craft beer podcast of Oklahoma, where we're all about the three B's, beer, buddies, and bullshit. I'm Jeremy, and I'm joined as always by a guy whose chances are not narrow of enjoying a beer in Broken Arrow, Michael.
Hello, hello.
Today we have the pleasure of coming to you from Broken Arrow Brewing Company for this spotlight episode. We'll chat with the crew here all about their first 2 years of business, the support from their community, second anniversary plans, and much more. Before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode, and give us a follow on social media at Pub Talk Podcast. As always, you can find out more about the show by visiting our website, pubtalkpodcast.com. All right, let's get started. So, first of all, thanks for having us out today.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah. We'd like to start these spotlight shows off just by kind of letting you guys introduce yourselves and who you are and what you do here.
I am Austin Ferguson. I am one of the owners here. I was, I think, the first doofus that thought this was a good idea to start a brewery. And
wait, you mean you're not a millionaire yet?
No, not yet. But yeah, I've been brewing home brewing for 14 years now. But yeah, I brew here and do everything from that to taking out the trash. So,
Right on.
I'm Joe.
It's your fourth time.
Oh, Joe. Yeah, fourth time. Hey, I think that means, hey, Matt Sullivan, suck it.
You're tied.
Okay, never mind. I've worked everywhere. But so I'm here full time. I do a little bit of everything, whatever needs to get done. They're kind of teaching me the whole process. So,
Right on.
I guess just talk to us a little bit about Broken Arrow Brewing, how you got your start, and how we got to where we are today.
Sure. So it was probably 8-9 years ago. My father-in-law, one of my other partners, Bud Ferris, we were headed down to Dallas for the weekend for a guitar show at the convention center down there. We got talking and excited what breweries we're going to go to while we're down there. And he goes, "We should start a brewery." I was like, "Yes, we should." And of course, I was, I guess it was 10 years ago now. I was 24. I'm like, yeah. So after that, I just kept looking, planning, hoping, and brewing. And then I think it was 2015, we were able to buy this building, which was just amazing find. Because if you familiar with Broken Arrow, about 10 years ago, there was maybe like 2 restaurants here on Main Street. It was kind of like a ghost town, but we found this old building here, and this parking lot actually out here was just woods or forest out there. So like, man, that was the awesome brewery. If we're doing a brewery, we have to do it there. So somehow, we lucked in and were able to buy the building, and then it only took us like 2.5 years to get it up to code. But yeah, the building was built in 1906. It was the first power plant and ice house for Broken Arrow. So it's set vacant for I think 60-something years. So there was a lot of nasty, fun stuff. Like if you've ever seen the first Jumanji, like when trees were growing inside, they had like 2 trees growing inside. So I got pictures of it somewhere, but yeah, Broken Arrow is where we all live, and we just didn't have a brewery and really thought they needed a brewery. So.
Well, before we get too much further, we've got beer in front of us. Make sure to talk about that before we dive in. So what do we got there?
So up the top, number 1, we got the Brown. 2's the Radler. 7's the Kolsch. 8 is the Day Drinker, and number 10 down there is going to be the Nitro Daddy. And where's your?
He finished it.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, and there was an extra one. So the extra one was going to be what will be on tap next, a double West Coast IPA, double dry hop.
Yeah.
West Coast IPA. What'd you guys think of that one?
Oh,
it was awesome.
Yeah.
I guess if you already finished it, yeah.
It wasn't bad, right? That was breakfast.
Oh, for sure. Breakfast beers are the best beers. But yeah, basically our kind of core lineup there, minus our saison. We'll be brewing that very soon, get it back on tap. But yeah, the brown, the Kolsch, and the Hef. I don't know if you had the Hef, but we've probably been brewing those the longest. Yeah, we'll pour you one of those.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are. Yeah, we've had those since day one. So
I know.
Awesome.
So right now it's just been, hey, how fast can we make beer?
Yeah.
Because we went 7 weeks without brewing anything. And then at the end of that 7 weeks, all the restaurants opened back up. And so then it's like, hey, you got 40 kegs?
yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, God, how many cans? Well, and thankfully during those 7 weeks, though, it was, how many cans did we do?
Almost 3,700 cans.
On
Our little
single
canner. No, it was a crazy time, but we had to lay off everybody, and we just couldn't brew. One is we didn't have enough people because we had to take shifts doing cans and working up here at night, and then our kids obviously were in school, so we had to help do that during the day and come up here sell beer at night. But yeast suppliers or grain supply, everybody was shut down.
Yeah.
We still can't get cans right now. We're hopefully very soon getting more cans in. But yeah, that Corona hit everybody hard. But we made it through. We were able to keep the lights on, and but yeah, now we're just playing catch up. It's crazy.
So people have said, they're like, well, why weren't you just brewing during that time? It's like, we couldn't get anything. And also, I mean, the scary thing is for small businesses is, 2 months without income, you don't know what's going to happen. And thankfully, like you just said, 3,700 cans, the town came together and came and bought, what they could and helped get us through it. Because, without that.
Yeah, this would be a podcast in an empty building.
Memorial podcast or something.
Yeah.
So we talked about brewing. You said 14 years. How long, or what got you into brewing, and what do you guys like about it?
So brewing. So my father-in-law, Bud, my wife and I started dating when we were 13, 14. So I used to go over there. He's been brewing since like the 70s. What he calls brewing, but it's a little bit different back then than it is here now. No, he did some good beers, but I love that smell. And I remember after high school, I came home from college and went to go hang out with my brother, and I think I carried in like a case of Keystone or something. And he's like, "Really, dude?" And I was like, "What? Keystone's great, isn't it?" So he gave me a Sam Adams Boston Lager. He said, "Try this," and I was like, "Beer could taste like this?" And literally 3 months later, I brewed my first batch. So since then, just fell in love with it. If you ask my wife, I started brewing. I was brewed my first batch at my parents' house. I melted some stove knobs there. When I moved in our apartment, I think I went through like 3 stove knobs because I kept getting bigger pots. So yeah, it's ever since like I said, brewing the first extract batch, I fell in love with it, and really quickly after that, switched to all grain, and then literally brewing since. I still home brew at my house. My wife's like, "You have a brewery? What are you doing?" I was like, "But this is my beer."
What was the first one?
The first one I ever did was the kit I got from High Gravity. It was, they used to have bags of wort. So you either add water and you just pitch yeast.
Yeah.
And that was an easy one. So I was like, add no water, make a barley wine. Yeah, I'm going to try that. Yeah. I probably shouldn't have started with that. But it was good, but, I didn't go off the kit instructions very well. But the next one I did was a Hefeweizen, and that's where I just fell in love with German style beers. And then going to the liquor store, I'm like, all right, I need to spend $200 for testing to see what I like. And
research.
Yeah, exactly. But, yeah,
my first one was High Gravity too. Yeah. I got I was like, what's the weirdest IPA you got? And it came up to 9.5.
Oh yeah.
And I loved it.
Yeah,
and I think one other person did, but yeah, it was because it was
yeah, it was
Yeah,
drinkable.
way too fermented, but it was yeah.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if High Gravity ever doesn't get mentioned on a podcast video.
Right.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, that's. I always tell Dave that my wife doesn't like you because you made me have a very expensive habit.
Yeah. Well, it's still, I mean, even when you get to the point where, he has his own brewery, we're there once, twice a week.
Oh yeah, it's
Still just for, even when you get to this level, you still need them, and they've been here for,
oh yeah.
God, how many years now?
They know. I think it's 15.
Yeah.
They've been here 15 years. Yeah,
Just past 15.
yeah. It's every time I call them, they're like, "What do you need?" I forgot to order something. But, no, they're great people for sure. But yeah, they started pretty much all of us here in Tulsa.
Yep.
I think everybody buying our stuff from there. So that's a shout out for them for sure.
Well, kind of sticking with the beginnings, hasn't always been Broken Arrow Brewing Company. You stuff different name. Can we talk about that a little bit?
Sure. Yeah, we started off as Indian Brewing Company, and we had our Facebook open for I think a year and a half, 2 years before, just kind of getting the name, and we did a few small events around here with the name, and about 3 months before we opened it, there was a few people that were upset and said a lot of bad things. I think it was about 10, 15 people, but
literally,
Very loud.
like a month or two before,
Yeah.
nobody said anything until it was like, hey, everything's printed.
yeah. Oh yeah, we just got our printed kegs in.
Yeah.
We got shirts, glasses. Yeah, the name change, it costs a lot of money, but that's the last thing we wanted to do is upset people, and we were very proud to be the first Native American owned brewery and operated brewery in Oklahoma, but we just didn't think about the name could offend people, and like I said, at the end of the day, we just want to brew beer and love on people and not offend people, so we're like, let's just change the name, and obviously Broken Arrow Brewing Company was the next. It was a great choice, but
When we talked about it the other day, 75% of the staff is Native American, right?
yep,
Yeah.
yeah. That's so yeah, we definitely proud of that fact, and we still have some kegs. We couldn't put stickers over all of them, but yeah, we every once in a while we might wear a shirt. We have shirts left there. I need to
Yes.
for you. But yeah, that's,
Tyler rubs it in my face every time he
Oh yeah,
wears
I know he
his.
has one, but yeah, that's what I said. Like, end of the day, we don't want to upset people, and so yeah, the obvious name change is that. But here we are.
Yeah.
So sticking with the community, you guys have put on a couple different festivals here.
Yeah.
Can you talk about those?
Sure. I really wish we were promoting next week's if we had a festival, but our first year anniversary, we did a Red Dirt craft beer music festival out here. And, I think we had over 3,000 people here during that, but we teamed up with the Red Dirt Relief Fund, which is amazing group that when musicians, they don't have health insurance, it's not a full-time deal with benefits. So if someone gets hurt, they step in and help pay for some of the medical bills. So we've teamed up with them a few times, and we've done different, I think 6 or 7 different charitable events here, and that's the brewing community and culture as a whole. We love helping people, and we loved that before we were brewing, and now we could just give beer to people and raise money to help. So that's, hey, we have beer, so let's do it.
And I'll brag on you a little bit because you skipped over it really quick because you just love helping people and that's your focus. But 3,000 people at a 1-year anniversary
It was pretty. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, big turnout for sure. But yeah, our community is awesome, and we're just happy to be here and happy to help for sure.
Awesome.
So you mentioned earlier Sam Adams, Boston Lager.
Yes.
We always like to ask people when they first come on the show if they remember their first craft beer and kind of the epiphany beer. would that be it for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think my first beer I ever had was, like I said, a Keystone, which is awesome.
Minnesota's brew?
Yeah. I think I tried all the crazy beers, but yeah, for sure that Boston Lager was, that was it. That was the light bulb.
Has that one been named before?
Sam Adams in general has, I think. I don't know about Boston.
I didn't really think about that one, but yeah, that's another one that's up there with Sierra Nevada Boulevard.
Yeah.
That was like right after I saw that. Oh, give me Sierra Nevada. I think that's I really love. That's started me on my IPA journey, and obviously Boulevard, the wheat.
Yeah.
But
another question we always ask is the holy shit moment. Have you had that since you've opened up the brewery?
How long is this podcast?
Yeah.
It's as a home brewer, you get real creative real fast. Like you're in a brew day, like, oh man, I forgot these hops, or hey, I just had a boil over, or something happened that you just have to shoot off the hip and do. And I think any brewery owner could tell you, or employee, that those moments happen all the time. It's like, oh, yep, boil over, or which I believe I had like 2 or 3 here, knock on wood.
Yeah. Definitely didn't happen yesterday.
No. That's how quick, we have a steam system, so it could happen real quick. You add, a hop addition or your Warflock, that's what I think happened.
And that's what's nice, Sue's right. That's what's nice about having 3 people up here. And I mean, we kind of had the oh shit moment this past week where it's like, the amount of beer we're brewing right now, we're going to be rocking and rolling just because it's, getting caught back up, but,
Yeah, not having enough kegs or clean kegs, but, last week was a great, so we walked in, and we had our, a health department came in, which it's always a fun and exciting time. You're nervous, but...
we didn't record it, though, because we're classy.
They came in, there's a few things like, hey, but yeah, you guys did great. I noticed your freezer back there. We keep our hops in a deep freezer. It's not on wheels, and I was like, it literally just broke yesterday.
The day before.
Yeah. We came in, and there was water on the ground. I'm like, oh great, what's happening now? What's leaking? So I opened it up, and the freezer light was on, but it de-thawed, and there's 2 inches of water sitting in the bottom. We're like, oh great, these are cheap.
And that's how brewery stuff goes. You're only as successful as your friends and the people you know. So it was literally going next door to the head brewmaster here, Jared Major, went and got his deep freeze.
Oh yeah, he's like, I got one in my garage.
Brought it over so we could get those hops in there, and
it saved us a lot of hops actually. So. But yeah, that, and then, I think the week before, one of our pumps went out on the brew house that we had to change. So it's, I think, if you don't have at least one of those moments a week, you're not doing it right.
The only problem is everything that breaks in a brewery
is not cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that was probably our biggest one we ever had. Was I can't remember how many months ago, but we got a lightning strike. We're in the middle of brewing, and a direct hit the building or our power pole back here, and we just lost power right in the middle of the boil. Or no, I think it was at the end of the boil. So we're getting ready to run it through our chiller, but shut down our glycol, and it was the middle of summer, so it was last night. So it was we're about to have to dump a batch because stupid power, and you have 3-phase power, so it's not like I could go buy a quick generator real quick, which 3-phase generators are very expensive. But that was, we didn't have to, it came back on, we had 20 minutes to spare, I would say. But it came back on, but that was the biggest one. But it's not fun when you have a tap room full of people that you have to tell to go home, and then all of a sudden it gets 100 degrees everywhere here. Dang it. But
But at least at the end, you didn't decide to dump it 20
we didn't
minutes
have to dump-
earlier.
yeah.
I mean, 20 minutes earlier, we'd be like, you know what, guys, it's done. And then the power comes back on, like right as it finishes draining. You're like,
Let me go cry in the bathroom real quick.
that was only $1,000.
Yeah. That's fine.
Literally down the drain.
Yeah. But yeah.
Awesome.
So what about a positive holy shit moment? Like, oh my God, this brewery thing's actually working. It's actually happening.
That would, when we, I tell like a lot of breweries that are getting started that, hey, this first like 3 months, you're going to be living on highs because you're going to have people out the door, lining up out the door. You're going to make a ton of money, but that's your honeymoon period. So don't spend all that first big chunk like we did. It's going to stay like this forever. But I would say it was about 6 months in, like just right after Christmas, and January and February is the worst for any bar and restaurant industry and brewery. But through those hard times, we were able to make it, and staffing. I've never had a brewery. I didn't know what I was doing. But those first 6 months, I was stressed. I think I lost like 20 pounds just from stress, not eating and drinking too much. It was like that late February. I was like, man, this is going to work. We had a distributor come and talk to us and said, man, we want your beer. We're like, we don't even think about this for another 2 years.
Yeah.
And they're like, we really need your beer. And I was like, oh, okay, awesome. So I think it was about that, getting close to the 6 month to a year, like right before our festival. It was like, okay, all right, I think we can make this work.
So I remember like the first time I came up here as a customer, there was 3 people behind the bar and the line was out the door just because there were so many people up here. That was the first time I was like, a brewery in Broken Arrow can work.
Yeah.
And I'd say like most recently the thing that's like just been like so cool is Hard Rock Casino has their own beer from us.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think it's just us and Marshalls right now, but yeah, when they came, that was pretty cool.
I mean, a name like, Hard Rock Casino and to have your own beer.
Yeah, they actually take our Hefeweizen, and but yeah, it's called Okie Sunshine that they call it there. It's for the Track 5, but yeah, that was weird getting a phone call. We're like, are you sure you're calling the right spot? But yeah, we had a meeting out there, and it's just weird seeing something that you dreamed about for so long that you could go to the casino and watch a show and drink beer that you just made. So,
That's awesome. Let's keep talking about your distribution model a little bit then. Where else can people get your beer outside of the brewery?
Sure. I don't know the exact number of accounts just now because I think we got a few more, but we started doing self-distribution. That was kind of our model that we were going to stick with for a while. So we still do that to Main Street here in Broken Arrow, so like Main Street Tavern, Franklin's, Andolini's, Rooftop, the Cigar Bar, Water's Edge. Yeah, we still will deliver to them, but we decided to go with LDF.
I mean, that would have been a full-time job. I mean,
it started to, and that's why we're like, when the distributors came in and said that, we're like, oh, okay, great. Yeah, because we were running around 2-3 days a week, all the way to, Tulsa, Claremore, running around doing it ourselves. So we're like, there's got to be a better, cheaper way. But yeah, so right now, LDF, they come and pick up once a week. And like I said, the reason we kept doing self-distro just on Main Street is there might be in a pinch, like on a Friday, like I'm actually going to do that after this podcast, take some beer, they need some. But I could just do that real quick instead of them having to call LDF, wait a day.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we're slowly ramping up. We just try to figure out like how many more kegs we need, and we don't want to get, we've always been, don't get too big too quick because it'd be easy to go get another big loan and, have another loan payment, which we don't want to add on to that right now. But they've been great to work with, but we're just kind of, once we hit a certain point, we'll start adding more tanks, and then hopefully sooner than later, we'll get a small canning line. We've actually been looking at one that we might be pulling the trigger here in the next month or so. But next step is getting a bigger brew house too. a 5-barrel brew house with we have 6 10-barrel fermentation vessels. So we double batch every time we fill up one of those tanks, and it'd be nice. I always drool over obviously Marshall's system, but going to Cabin Boys and have their nice 10-barrel system, and man, we could brew once and fill up a tank. What are we doing? But starting off, there's just 3 of us, and we didn't have that much money, but we got what we could, and but now we kind of see, hey, this is working. So any extra money we do, we put it right back to the brewery. So like I said, we'll keep growing, but it's kind of small steps, and it's working right now. So we'll see if it keeps working that way.
And it's weird talking about distribution because it's, we went to Society Burger, their new South location last weekend, and I ordered a Broken Arrow Brown, and my beautiful wife, Nikki, who's off camera here, she was like, you can have that whenever you want. Why do you want it here? I was like, do you know how cool it is to be making a beer?
Oh, yeah.
That you can try at a weird place that's just, it's just a normal place.
All right, well, we talked about the 1-year anniversary a little bit earlier, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, 2 years is pretty much right now for you guys.
In 6 days, or 4 days. Yeah, the 17th is, 2nd-year anniversary.
Are there any plans for a celebration for that?
Due to our favorite global pandemic that just happened, we couldn't do our festival. We were planning on doing that, but right before we started booking acts, which is non-refundable, this all happened. We're yeah, let's not pay it right now.
Right.
We had no idea how long it's going to last. But just since we're playing catch up and trying not to freak out right now, we're going to do something, I think, at the end of this month.
A little bit smaller. Yeah, so 26th and 27th, the Friday and Saturday. Friday night we'll have a band and a food truck. Saturday, we're going to start at noon. We'll have bands throughout the day. We'll have a lunch food truck, a dinner food truck. From 12 to 2, Bailey's ice cream truck's going to be here. So if you want to feel nostalgic and come get some ice cream from an ice cream truck without having to chase them down the road, as I do, because I never grab my money in time, and then I hear the jingle. And
wait till you have kids; they'll figure out if you don't chase them down.
Went what?
I actually drove
2 miles away.
Yeah, jumped in my truck and pulled up next to his Bailey's. So I hope she comes out here. I felt so bad. I'm like, pull over. So I caught her at the gas station, and I was like, I'm so sorry, but my kids really want ice cream, and I told them I'd get it. So
she's just thinking road rage, probably.
Yeah, she was just munching on I think a popsicle, and I was like, I'm sorry, don't freak out. But that I think we're gonna have bubbles and stuff just for kids.
Sidewalk chalk, yeah.
So nothing real big. I wish we had time to do a special beer, but our West Coast IPA will be done for sure then. But we're going to do that beer specials that weekend. And
it'll just be a fun event for all the people who have supported us here in the community through all this, and even just over the last 2 years, just to come out and have fun. Just to see everybody again.
Yeah, I think we've had that comment a few times since we opened back up. It's just I just miss seeing people. I was like, oh, we all do.
Well, it's not even so much. Some people go to a brewery just to see, hey, their favorite bartender.
Right.
And it's like, hey, I miss Kristen.
Yeah.
And the customers
I
here.
miss Kristen.
Yeah, we all did. But our customers here too also miss each other. It's weird how many people have made friends with just the other people that are here because this is their spot.
Yeah. This is someone called it. This is basically like Cheers, and I was like, yep, here's more.
As you're holding back tears, you're like, this is all I ever wanted.
Yeah, we've made some really good friends here, and but really we're a neighborhood brewery. There's houses all around us, so and that just really gives it that cool kind of homey feel that we really like. So but we won't be a huge 3,000 person party, but just be fun, just hang out with the kids and drink some beers.
You two are going to come up here for a little bit during that too, and
for sure.
Yep. We want to talk a little bit about your veteran support. bought online. You got the flags in the back. Shamrock the Rose Festival.
Oh, absolutely.
Say every tank's named after.
Yeah, each tank's named after a branch of the military,
Awesome.
and then our 6th latest tank, we got it. We ran out of military names. We just call it Zero Dark Thirsty. So that's a great movie, Zero Dark 30. But our Jason, one of my partners, his brother was a Marine. So I tried but failed. I think I tried twice. Just too many surgeries, and then I'm just a big girl, and so I support. I support the guys. We absolutely love. People say all the time, like, "Hey, it's so true. Like, if they didn't, our military didn't do what they did, we would not be sitting here drinking beers on Saturday morning." So it's something we absolutely love. Like, we have our military discounts always at least 20% off. Or if I see you're better, I'll buy you a beer. And I just love giving away beer. They're awesome people. But yeah, that's each flag that we have was brought in by one of our customers. We started with the Marine flag, and then within I think 2 weeks we had all the flags. We're still waiting for a Coast Guard flag, if anybody's listening. We have a few guys that said they'll bring them in, but I know the Army flag was flown overseas. I think it was an Iraq guy had with him and gave it to us, which
That's awesome.
I was tearing up when he gave it to me. I'm like, oh, thank you. But yeah, we like the Shamrock the Roses. That's an amazing event that they help. I think this last year I think it was like $19,000 they were able to help a veteran who lost his house in a tornado. At least getting something back. So, but yeah, I wish I wasn't, like I said, a big girl and could have served my country that way, but I could at least help those who did. So.
Right on.
So we've got a lot of home brewers, aspiring brewery owners, that kind of thing, that listen to the show. And I know even last week, Donnie from Emerson and I shouted you out for some help getting started and that kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Do you have any advice for people that are looking to take that leap?
Don't do it.
That's what I tell. So it was. I say that's the first thing I say. Don't do it. If you like money, don't start a brewery. Now we're an open book. Like if people really want to learn, you could come up here anytime and talk with me. We'll be more than happy to show you the back, show you the equipment. And if we're brewing, come back, check out a brew day. But Jared, I'll have him talk. He's sitting in the corner. No one puts baby in the corner.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
He's done some learn to brew days. So Jared will actually brew a 5-gallon batch out on the patio, and people come out and you can stay for an hour the whole day. But we go step by step through the process. But for brewing life, I went crazy as a home brewer. Like, oh god, I spent so much money. And it's just sitting up there right now on top of the freezer.
It's going to slowly start disappearing. It's like, where'd it go?
I turned my garage.
Go look in Joe's garage, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, there it is. No, I put a vent hood in my garage and air conditioning. And I got crazy. So, but if you really, really want to start a brewery, obviously you have to have the passion. That's first and foremost. If you're a home brewer, you're passionate because sometimes it sucks. It's hard. I mean, you're outside. It's super hot.
I mean, it's not 4 hours a day and 70 degrees.
No. But yeah, that's the cleaning part, and sanitizing it will wear people out. But if you get a brewery, you have really expensive chemicals and pumps to help you do everything. But that's my biggest piece of advice. Like, if you're not passionate about it, you don't absolutely love it. Like I said, if you don't like money, start a brewery. But the bad is way outweighed by the good. Like I said, just meeting people, drinking people. Like, my favorite spot in a brewery is standing behind the bar, just talking to people, drinking a beer with people, and But I said, yeah, if you're wanting to start a brewery, come talk to me anytime. I said, except when we're in the middle of brewing and we can't get a clamp on, and someone goes, "Hey, can I ask you a question?" I'm like, I just pinched my finger. Leave me alone.
Yeah, slap my knuckle. Oh, this is why my knuckles look like this. But yeah, no, that time, like when you get done and you can come out here and share a beer with everybody, and talk. Yeah, that is the
end of the day.
That's the reward. Like that is what makes it all.
It's amazing.
And you probably saw me do more work this morning, just lifting those bags, which wasn't hardly anything, but still, I mean, yeah.
No, it's fun. You need to come
dumping in, 400 pounds of grain.
You should watch Jared do it by himself. Like he could grain
running back and forth.
Oh yeah,
stirring, dumps it back.
He did that yesterday morning. Like he did that whole process by himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to find it slow motion or not speed it up on camera. Like what's that, Benny
Hill?
Yeah. But yeah. Sorry, I talked too much.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else?
I don't think so.
We could give you one-word answers if you want.
But
you can get Jared on here?
Yeah, let's get Jared.
We'll tag out.
Well, all right, we've got another guest here, so I'll let you kind of introduce yourself and who you are and what you do.
My name is Jared Major. I'm one of the brewers here at Broken Arrow Brewing Company. We started coming up on almost 2 years.
Right on. Awesome.
So what got you into brewing?
So when I went to college, part of my program was that I was a microbiology student, and when I was going to school, biofuel distillation was the rage. So I started working in a chemical engineering lab where they'd have me just come in on between classes and culture yeast and do things like that. And coincidentally, at the same time, after I moved out, my dad started brewing beer. So I'd come back on holidays, and he kind of introduced me to all these new styles of beers he was doing. So I started brewing with him when I could. Graduated, moved back to Tulsa, and the nice people at High Gravity here, our local homebrew store, hired me on. So I'll work there part-time for a little bit while I'm looking for work, and ended up working there for almost 6 years. And throughout that process, I got involved with the beer club, Foam, Fellowship of Oklahoma Ale Makers. Just got introduced to all these styles of beer that I had never known, and just got into doing that. And after a while, it was cool. A lot of customers, or not a lot, but a few customers were coming in. The laws changed, and people that I knew started opening their own breweries, and it was always something in the back of my mind that I thought would be fun to pursue. Austin met him through that, and one day I just asked him, "Hey, if you're ever looking, it might be something if I want to make the jump," and he brought me on.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was not a hard choice at all. It's funny, I think I showed you a picture, but I found my Foam 2008 Foam membership card, my first one. I was like, "Oh, this is awesome!" And then digging through more stuff, I had found a card from, I think it was Jared's first year there. He wrote me down like his personal email. He said, "Do you have questions? Just hit me up." And I was like, "All right."
But just being around, working in a homebrew store, you're around all the ingredients every day. You teach people and you learn yourself. So that I owe a lot to just being around it a lot and getting to play with stuff and experiment.
Yeah, he is a encyclopedia. I'm like, "Hey Jared, what does this grain taste like?" And he'll give me the perfect description. I'm like, "Is it good or bad?" So no, it's awesome. So I mentioned my two partners, Bud Ferris. He's owned Tulsa Fireplace Supply for 35 years. Jason Northern, he's a mechanical engineer. We actually worked at Spirit Aero Systems. I was an electrical engineer, he's a mechanical engineer, and so we have a microbiologist. So we're super nerds with a businessman, kind of saying, "Hey, you do this," and I'm like, "All right, we'll brew." And so Jared made an amazing addition to the team. Like I said, just our nerd factor here is went up a notch. So.
I was inspired, but it was cool working at High Gravity at the homebrew store. You see all these people that were brewing in their garage that now have their own places, and just when laws changed and things got moving, really happened very quickly.
Yeah.
So, Jared, do you remember your first craft beer and then your epiphany beer where you
Absolutely.
kind of stops? Yeah.
I wasn't old enough to drink, but Fat Tire was my first one.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Yeah, Fat
Broken Arrow Brewing
Tire.
Company is not responsible.
Fat Tire was the first beer, and so that was probably 2000.
Okay.
And you can buy it in the state or anything. And I got a hold of a bottle. I was like, oh wow, you can do a lot more with than what you can buy at a gas station.
Right.
But yeah, the Fat Tire for sure was Goose Island is also their pale ale.
Okay.
Also, it's one of my first ones.
Nice.
Anything else?
I don't think so. Well, thank you guys for having us out today. Either of you guys have any final thoughts, or
I really appreciate you guys coming out.
Yes.
And thank you very much for
You guys
thank
have
you.
been doing amazing work for just our local community.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
I jokingly say it, but it's kind of true. Oklahoma is one of the last brewing frontiers, and craft beer is so new to our state. You know, we've had amazing breweries like I think Marshall's. Are they the oldest one?
they're always in Tulsa.
Yeah, in Tulsa, and then Koopa's. They might have started. I don't remember, but when they came on the scene, we were like, yes. I remember.
It gave you hope that you could actually
Yeah.
start your own brewery before where you didn't think it was really something that was feasible.
But yeah, you guys doing this, I mean, this is amazing. I was binge listening to your guys' podcast. Dang it, why didn't I listen to this more before? But no, guys, cheers. We appreciate it. And you guys are welcome back anytime.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
You're
guys.
welcome.
That guy said, don't let the door hit in the vagina on the way out. That was hilarious.
Good idea.
You've just listened to another round of Pub Talk. Thanks again to the folks at Broken Arrow Brewing Company for having us out today. Make sure you stop by, check them out, and join them for their second anniversary later this month. As always, if you like what you heard, show us some love all over social media at Pub Talk Podcast. And to continue getting alerts every time we drop an episode, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button before you go. You can also find out all you've ever wanted to know about the show and more by heading over to our website, pubtalkpodcast.com. And remember, folks, there's never anything too big or hard in life that you can't handle it over a few beers with your good friends. So until next time, just chill to the next episode.